Good afternoon. You're listening to Focal Point on Tan Talk 1340, and I am Gil Pinney, your host. I am your Focal Point business coach, and this is a show for improving your business performance. This is a unique and one-of-a-kind radio program for Tampa Bay. We're going to have a little different show today. We had a guest scheduled, and unfortunately, that individual took very, very ill, not because of the show, but because of physical problems. And so she won't be able to make it with us today, so we'll kind of do a little free flow, and hopefully you enjoy it. We're looking forward to your calls at 727-441-3000, or you can send me a tweet at Pinney G, that's Pinneyg. Look forward to hearing from you. Participate, please. It will make the show a lot more interesting both for you and for us here. So please become part of the broadcast. Give us that call. The best way to gain clarity from your point of view and for your business is to participate. Well, today the Tampa Bay Rays have the day off, I believe, and they've fallen out of the division lead by 7 games. And the plus side or downside, depending on which side you're on, they have less than 40 games left to play. So where they are today, are they living up to the expectations that was set for the team at the beginning of the season by the professionals that know the game? And I put that "know" in quotation marks. Of recent, you watch the games that they lose, and it's mental mistakes a lot of the time by either the pitcher or the fielders, and it's usually in the later innings. Sometimes in the first inning or two, but generally it's in the later innings. So when you think about that, look at today's stock market information, and it dropped 588, 589 points. So is it time to panic? Is it time to panic with your business? I don't believe so. But Yogi Berra had a great quote. His quote was, "Baseball is 90% mental, and the other half is physical." It's a great, great quote. Why? Because the numbers don't add up? No, that's not why. It's the game and business is mental. It's how you see yourself, how you see your business, and how you see the outcome, not the physical part. The physical part is where much of the work gets done, but in this case, for how much a baseball team's results are affected by players that buy into what the experts in the field say. There are some cases where dream teams have been put together and they failed. There are other times when teams that look like on paper, and again, I go back to the movie with the guys in Oakland where they put in Moneyball, where they were supposed to lose, but they didn't. They went out and they ended up finally winning a World Series. So a lot depends on how you manage those expectations. Managing expectations for you, your team, and your business is really what counts. So what happened in the stock market today, either it's a blip or it's not a blip, could be a long-term trend, who the heck knows. But you know what your plan is. You know what you're doing for your business. You know how you're going to counteract the downside in the market. How are you going to move? What positions you're going to take with your company to make it more successful? And a lot of that goes to how do you deal with your staff when they come and start talking all the negative? How do you reposition that to the positive? And as a baseball coach, they're dealing with guys that are 21 to 32. Not that that is overly young, but those are young players. And with today's 24/7 media, how do you keep those guys from hearing all the negative stuff that's said about them? Or on the flip side, how do you keep them away from how, when they have one great game, how they're the next Ty Cobb, the next Sandy Koufax, the next whoever the great player is that people want to compare them to? Those are big things to plant in some young man's head. And how do they live up to that? What happens the next game when they play as they normally do? is that going to drop them down? So as the coach, you've got to shield them from that. How do you do that? Well, I can tell you as a business coach, again, going back to the Dow drop today, what happened yesterday is what you tell everybody. What happened yesterday is just that. It has no effect on today, either positive or negative. And every day you have the opportunity to continue your journey to reach your goals that you set. The focus needs to be on those goals. The praise or bad comments along the way, they're just noise. So when you hear that noise, when you hear the negatives in the marketplace, how everything's going to go to heck in a handbasket, just say, well, that may be true, but my business is going to do well because I have my plan, I'm sticking to my plan, I monitor my key performance indicators, and I'm making sure that I go in the right direction every day. So why do you need a focal point business coach? Same reason. We give you a money-back guarantee. You know your risk is low and your gain's going to be high. Your business coach is an advisor that works with you to identify your strengths and opportunities, helps you set those goals, and teach you how to track your progress, and hopefully motivate you to make the very best of your business. Keep those key accomplishments in your life high on your list, and keep that feeling of achievement right next to your heart. This is what I strive to bring to every business leader that we get to the opportunity to work with and build that memorable legacy. One question that you can ask yourself as you drive home today or before you go to bed, what would my business look like if we started over? If you started 5 years ago, that answer is going to be way different than if you started a year ago or 10 years ago. But it will change. You've learned a lot about your business over that time you've been open, but what would it look like if you did it today? Would you have the same motivation? Would you have the same positive reaction to getting your first customer? Would you have the same marketing plan? Would you hire the same people? All those are great questions to ask yourself and think about how you're going to move your business toward the next level. Well, one item you might want to think about while you're doing that is we have a Transform Your Business workshop coming up at the end of September. This workshop will help you assure your success for 2015 and give you a step up on 2016 planning. It's an 8-week program. It begins September 29th and concludes on November 15th, or 17th. Sorry. The time will be held from 6 p.m. at night till 7 p.m. at night each week, so you'll have plenty of time. We'll to get your schedule cleared. This will take your business clearly to the next level. For tickets, go to Eventbrite and search under Transform Your Business. And when we come back from break, we'll review the topics that are going to be covered in that Transform Your Business seminar and look forward to talking to you when we return. Thank you.
Health insurance is on everybody's mind right now. You either don't have it or you have it and you think it's too expensive. And you probably feel like you don't have any options. We can help. We are the Health Markets Insurance Agency. We offer health insurance plans from major carriers nationwide and likely have a plan that can save you money. Whether you're self-employed, on a COBRA plan that's about to expire, or you simply don't have health insurance where you work and you need it, the Health Markets Insurance Agency can help you. Our agents will help you find coverage you can afford. Health Markets Insurance Agency is an authorized agency in all 50 states, including the District of Columbia. Plans may not be available in all states. 800-608-1830. 800-608-1830. 800-608-1830. 800-608-1830.
Hi, this is Paul Malloy, host of Freedom Works, the Paul Malloy Show, heard every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, here on the Tan Talk Radio Network. Please join us and our guests as we focus a libertarian spotlight on what's happening in our politics and culture. If you thought our Constitution and the Declaration of Independence really did stand for individual freedom, then you'll be coming to the right place. Again, that's Freedom Works, the Paul Malloy Show, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Arg, matey. When it's time for lunch, when it's time for dinner, when the show's over, when the day's over, when it's time to chill, where do we go? Over to Naughty Nancy's Food Shack and Crow's Nest Pub. It's literally in our backyard, right in back of the WTAN studios at 700 Eldridge Street, just north of downtown Clearwater. Just look for the broadcast tower. Nancy's food and atmosphere get rave reviews. The laid-back patio is a great place to hang out, dine, and listen to live music at night. And Nancy's one of the friendliest proprietors in town. And now, Nancy is serving Sunday Jazz Brunch from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Brunch served with Eggs Benedict, crepes, waffles, lox and bagels, shrimp, oysters, and a build-your-own omelet. That's all at Naughty Nancy's Food Shack and Crow's Nest Pub, 700 Eldridge Street in Clearwater. That's right where Eldridge crosses the Pinellas Trail between Myrtle and Fort Harrison. Call 446-3717. 446-3717. You're listening to the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hey, welcome back, business leaders and those that want to be. We do this show to build our community's economic engine, and that's you guys and the small businesses in the area. You're part of the Focal Point Radio Show on Tan Talk 1340. I am Gil Pinney, your Focal Point business coach. Please give us a call at 727-441-3000 or send your comments, questions to via Twitter at PinneyG. That's tweet me at PinneyG. Prior to the break, we were talking about the Transform Your Business workshop that's coming up the end of September. The topics that we'll be covering are pretty cool. They'll give you a great overview on getting your business prepared for the end of the year, refocusing your mind on your business. We'll start off with content overview on the first night with what the course process is and let everybody that joins the group introduce each other. Week 2, we'll start with the behavior styles, motivation, and communication. So we'll learn effective communication techniques, how we develop and use the power of mastermind groups, and how learning affects improvement. Then we'll go to week 3, which will be the role of the entrepreneur and how to execute on your goals. Week 4 will be learning 3 formulas that help you develop your business metrics that dramatically increase your profits. The 5th week will be spent building a successful strategic plan and writing down the answers to those foundational questions in order to keep that strategic plan ongoing. We'll also, in week 6, identify and look at your competition and how to overcome your competition and make sure you're number one in your market. Week 7 is a tough one. It's the 7 elements to effective marketing. So we'll have to use the power of personal and corporate branding, how to develop those, how to design those to increase your overall business performance and your profitability. So week 8 will be the concluding week, and we'll identify and figure out what the constraints are in your business, how to deal with those, and how to make sure you can overcome and eliminate them. So that's an 8-week program. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. If you would like to attend, please go to Eventbrite, and at the Eventbrite search box, put in Transform Your Business. You can register, and we'll see that virtually immediately. So thank you much. Look forward to seeing you all there. Next point on the list is to remind you that there's an elevator speech contest. The details of this are on the Toastmasters website for Top of the Morning Toastmasters Club. You can either look on Facebook or the web page for that particular group. The qualifying rounds are being held on September 16th and 30th. We're anticipating good 60 to 100 people attending this event, so You only need to attend one of those two events, and the time is at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we will be serving refreshments. It should be a lot of fun, and the final round will be held October 8th, and there will be some pretty good prizes for the top three finishers, along with a lot of website information about you if you're the winner, and you'll be congratulated on the Facebook page. So it's a pretty good deal, pretty good thing to walk around your business with, saying that you won this particular contest and you beat out several tens of other people to get that title. Last week we had Mr. Vernick on from Vernick Financial. He's off traveling this week, but we talked about his experience and his career last week and how he built his company. But he also talked about, for business leaders, how to make sure you improve reduce your taxes, yet improve your long-term viability, both for the business and for your retirement, when your retirement comes about. How do you plan that exit strategy? Making sure you do that in some time in advance so that you get not only your books in good position for selling your business, but to make sure that you have things systematized in that business to make a good either quick sale or one that meets your particular timetable. So the last thing that we talked about, and that's really important, is your emergency planning. No one wants to think about the bad things happening, getting hit by the proverbial bus, but, it can happen to anyone that something happens totally out of your control, or you catch a bacteria, some other thing that might lay you up for 3 to 6 months. Think about how your business is going to continue during that period. It's very, very important both for you, for your employees, for your family, making sure you have that income. There are insurances for that. But again, if it's 6 to 9 months, that's a lot different than 3 to 6. Think about those particular time frames in your business and figure out how you're going to deal with them. Okay, that's a wrap up from last week. Let's move on to what Mr. Limbaugh would call our stack of stuff, because there's a lot of things to talk about. One of the things that's going to be kind of fun is the title of the article is Things Change, and 3 dots, and deal with it. It's written by a lady named Ann Smith. She's the author of a book called Overcoming Perfectionism, Finding the Key to Balance and Self-Acceptance. Well, she recommends using these tactics to guide yourself through life-altering events. What are life-altering events, you say? Well, marriage, partnership breakups, might have a career change, job loss, as we talked earlier, getting sick for a long period of time, having children, losing children via the empty nest syndrome, having a financial problem, moving, graduating, having your child graduate from school, you graduate from school, or losing someone you love. These are common things that happen to everyone, but they can become stress triggered. Following are a few coaching tips that can help you cope with them. First, admit that you feel vulnerable. Now, this is a tough one for guys, but it is important to do. Admit you feel vulnerable and seek help, which will help you diffuse your negativity. It will help you diffuse the why me, why didn't this happen, why didn't that happen. It's already in the past. You've got to focus on how to deal with it in the upcoming days. So put that in the past and figure out how to become number 2, which is be proactive. Those who are empowered look for opportunities to make things better. Whereas victims, we've talked about this before, victims sit back and worry what will happen next. Okay? Be proactive. Think about the positives that are going to happen, not about what negatives might happen. Know that you're never stuck with just one feeling. Again, when you have that life-changing event, you may feel afraid and optimistic and excited about the same circumstances. Focus on the positive emotions. Let the negative emotions go. Don't let them attract you to them. The fourth idea that she has is trust yourself based on past success. So you can ask yourself, when I have managed change before, how did I do it and how did that turn out? Focus on those positives again. Think about how you dealt with it, how you might improve on how you dealt with it. I speak to a change management class several times, and that's one of the things that we teach in there is think about a crisis, emergency that you've had to deal with. Did you feel you handled it well? If the answer is yes, do it next time in a similar fashion. The circumstances may be different, but go through it in a systematized way. Number 5 on Ann's list is avoid obsessing about the future. The solutions for how you feel now are usually in the present. That's pretty cool. So how you feel now is immediate. What's going to happen in the future may or may not be in your control, but you control what you can. Number 6, when your future seems to depend on someone else's actions, you might be inclined to obsess about what ifs. Instead, make the present moment the most important thing in your mind. How are you going to deal with now? X happened. How am I going to deal with it now, both in my feelings and in my business? How am I going to deal with it now? Don't worry about, well, Jack's got to do this before we can move to this. No. How am I going to deal with it right now? Number 7 on her list is take positive action to get back on track. Put on music, dance in your kitchen, go for a walk, breathe deeply, read something inspirational. These positive impacts on your mind, on the way you think, will pay big dividends both immediately and long term. Number 8 on her list, quiet your mind briefly so that you can see a fork in the road with a positive outcome. It's another Yogi Bear commercial. If you see a fork in the road, take it. But anyway, when you see that fork in the road, assume that you are going to take the right one. You know you're going to take the right, and the positive outcome will follow. The last on our list, number 9, is get out of your own head. Many people ease their stress and fears quickly with meditation, with prayer, or the important one for me personally is helping someone else. Go help someone else. Get out of your head. Go help someone else deal with some issue that they've got going on, and you will make your problems feel less important, and you'll be able to continue yourself and focus on the future, which is what you want to do for both you and your business. Well, we're going to be getting ready to go to break here in just a second. When we come back, we're going to talk about some sales coaching. That's going to be great news for some people, particularly if you're in the sales field. How does a business coach help a sales group, particularly the leader of that sales group? So when we return, that will be our topic of discussion. That will be followed by a direct email response program. You'll enjoy that as well. After that, we'll talk about some positive reinforcements. And after that, we'll talk about some apps that you can download for your iPhone. With that, we'll take our break. Talk to you soon.
I want to be yours, pretty baby. Yours and yours alone. I'm here to tell you, honey, that I'm bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad.
Health insurance is on everybody's mind right now. You either don't have it, or you have it and you think it's too expensive. And you probably feel like you don't have any options. We can help. We are the Health Markets Insurance Agency. We offer health insurance plans from major carriers nationwide and likely have a plan that can save you money. Whether you're self-employed, on a COBRA plan that's about to expire, or you simply don't have health insurance where you work and you need it, the Health Markets Insurance Agency can help you. Our agents will help you find coverage you can afford. Health Markets Insurance Agency is an authorized agency in all 50 states, including the District of Columbia. Plans may not be available in all states. 800-608-1830. 800-608-1830. 800-608-1830. 800-608-1830.
We have a special guest on the line, Pete Rose. Pete, how you doing, buddy?
Rick, I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Good to talk to you. You know, Bill called me and told me you were coming on. So excited. I know you got the new thing on TLC.
Pete hits and misses. Exciting. We're having a lot of fun and going there and just talking sports with you.
Fires, Rose swings. There it is! There it is! Get out! Get out! All right! Hit number 4192.
Rocket Sports here on the Tan Talk Radio Network. Join Rick Sassone in the Rocket Sports Show Fridays from noon to 2 p.m.
Did you know there's a sprawling botanical paradise right in your own backyard? Come visit Sunken Gardens. Located at 1825 4th Street North, it's St. Petersburg's oldest living museum. This 100-year-old garden is home to some of the oldest tropical plants in the region. Unwind as you stroll through meandering paths, lush with exotic plants from around the world. Explore cascading waterfalls, beautiful demonstration gardens, and more than 50,000 tropical plants and flowers. Sunken Gardens provides garden tours, horticultural programs, special events, field trips, weddings, private or corporate rentals, and much more. Call 727-551-3102 for more information. That's 727-551-3102. Sunken Gardens, 1825 4th Street North, right in the heart of Old Northeast St. Petersburg. Call 727-551-3102.
Hi, this is John Austin, host of the Book Club on the Tan Talk Radio Network. I spent 35 years in publishing, and today I want to tell you about a book that can change people's lives. The book is No Cash, No Problem, and the author is Dave Wagenford with Ali Pervez. Dave Wagenford is one of the greatest barter experts in the world, and he's bartered over $500 million worth of goods and services. Do you want to remodel your house, but the cost is just too high, or maybe there's an automobile that you've dreamed of owning but thought you never could afford? This book will tell you how you can do both of those things, plus hundreds more with little or no cash and without going into hock for the rest of your life. Maybe you're a business owner with a cash flow problem that leads to low or non-existent profits. Read this book and see how you can increase your cash flow and your profits by time-proven techniques. The book again is No Cash, No Problem, and you can buy it now on Amazon for just $7.98 for the ebook edition. Do yourself a big favor and buy it today.
Welcome back. We're now in our third segment, Business Leaders. We do this show to build our community's economic engine, and that's you, the small business owner. You're part of the Focal Point radio show on Tan Talk 1340, and I am Gil Pinney, your Focal Point business coach. Please give us a call at 727-441-3000 or send your comments via tweet to @PinneyG. Look forward to hearing from you. Well, prior to the break, I told you we were going to talk a little bit about sales coaching and a little bit coaching in general. Coaching is about helping people, as you know, helping them grow and produce better results. Coaching helps people identify the resources they already have within themselves and then marshal those resources to reach goals and rise to new challenges. That's what drives coaches into nirvana. Okay, is making that happen. Well, sales coaching is different from managing, even though the best managers are really great coaches. When you manage someone, you're primarily interested in the outcome you need. Coaching also isn't really training. When you're being trained, you improve skills or acquire skills you lack. Skilled coaches are non-directive when they believe the student is competent, has valuable ideas about what to do, but needs a nudge. Non-directive coaching is asking the open-ended question so that the student or the person being coached can respond in a in a way that has provoked some thought from them. That's giving them that nudge. So, in many cases, that's the role of a coach. And when it comes to sales, that's what we try to do. How do you look at that client or potential client in a way that is both unique to you and drives those results and gives you a few tips to make sure that that communication is being effective. So that's a little bit about the business coaching side. Next on our list is also a sales-driven aspect of your business, and that's how to generate a great sales letter, and this is via email. What should the checklist be to make sure you get a response on a direct mail you send on email? Are you ready? You all got your pencils? You ready to write this down? Okay, number one, to get them to open it, what must it have? It must have a compelling headline. They've got to see it. They've got to open it. Number two, it should evoke an immediate response, action, visit, call, purchase decision, whatever. It must have them do something in order to either contact you or purchase the product. Number three, it should overcome their sales objections. Part of the text of this email that you're sending out has got to recognize people are either not going to have the money or they're not going to have the time, which are the two major sales objections that I receive on a daily basis. You have to incorporate those into your introduction and allow the customer to get by those right away. It should also focus on the benefits of your process or your product, not the features. Don't say it's blue with great brakes and good tires. Say the benefit to you is you'll look like a king driving down the road in this particular car. The fifth thing on the list, on our checklist to check off, is it should answer all major questions about your product or service. What does that mean? How to purchase it? How much is it going to be? What is the timetable for delivery? All key things for the customer to know before they can make that buying decision. Number 6, it should promise performance or results. What problem is this product going to solve for your customer? It should also come with a promise with a risk-free warranty or some type of money-back guarantee. When you receive an email from me, you always get that money-back guarantee. That's what we talk about. You have nothing to risk. This service is free if you're not satisfied. It should be keyed, number 8, it should be keyed in such a way that you can analyze its value, profitability, and performance. So when the consumer or your intended market goes through your email, they can readily see, hey, this is really good for solving X problem. It's going to truly help my business performance, and when it does that, it's going to generate X profitability increase for us. So that is essential within this particular email. And here's one that is pretty obvious. It should have all your contact information. Number 10, it should acknowledge the person as being valuable. Your customer must feel that this is not a blast email that everybody under the earth is going to get. It's specific to them and deals with their needs. It needs to be personally written and written as if only one person was reading it. In other words, make that personal connection with that customer. It should begin with the results the person should expect. If you expect the car is going to go 140 miles an hour, that's what the person purchasing the car expects it to do. So apparently that should be your lead on this particular email, or possibly even part of the title. It should explain to the person your reason why he or she should get those results. How do you get those results? What do you have to do? What type of gas? All that type of thing. It should give the person some background. What about the company? Why is your company reputable? Why is it a great thing to do by purchasing from your particular company? Give the person some detail. You should also prove any claims you make in a way that the person can embrace. You know, how does it feel to go 140 miles an hour in the convertible with the top down? What's your hair doing? That's only if you have any hair, unlike me. The number 17 on this checklist, it should tell a person what he or she should expect in terms of improvements or results as a result of purchasing this product. Again, this sounds like a very long list, but you can compress it in your email to make it relatively compact for your reader. And results are key in any program that you're trying to sell, particularly on a direct email program. Number 18 on the list, it should remind the person why he or she should choose to at least learn more. In other words, I'm reading this, I'm not 100% sure. Give them a reason to give you a call so that you can put the ball in the hole and finish helping them make that purchasing decision. It should show, number 19, it should show the person how he or she can try it out without risk. If it's a product or service that you can deliver and allow them to test, try it out, give them some free information, allow that to happen. They become both enamored with your product, but they'll know that you're on the up and up and know that you're going to provide them with the quality of service that they expect. Number 20, it should assure the person that if he or she is not comfortable taking action now, as a courtesy to you, you will follow up on the telephone just to make sure that they understand, to answer any questions, and to give them a chance to take advantage without fear, risk, or obligation. Basically, at the end of your note, you're going to say, in 4 to 5 days, I'll give you a call in case you have any questions about this particular product. Number 21 on our checklist, and our final line item, is there are various alternatives for this letter. And you should test them in small mailings to select group of customers. And then if you do that test and you do, say 100 to each type of customer, depends on your response for each of those letters. Select the best and then do your mass mailing accordingly. Again, if you would like to get this list, you can sign up for my newsletter. This is in that newsletter. Please send me an email at gilpinney@yahoo.com, and I'll make sure you get put on the newsletter list, and you'll get this information. That way, if you forgot your pencil and pen or a piece of paper, or you're riding in a car and it's too difficult to get to a phone, or get to a phone to ask, but to get it written down, that was a long list. Please, again, send me your email, and I'll make sure you get this information to you. Well, we are moving very well through the program today. The 21 points is really something I use on a very frequent basis whenever I send out blast emails to make sure that the customers, again, the key points in that are make sure they have an actionable item, make sure they feel like it is directed toward them, and that they are important to you, and last but not least, make sure you're going through and doing the follow-up and contacting them when you say you're going to. And that is that for the 21 points. Okay, we're going to talk now about the positive reinforcements and how we, and again, this is from our friend Sean Asher, who's the Harvard researcher. We've talked about him before. And this is about the people that you're attracted to and who influences you the most. The people that we're around most really do have a large influence. And one big mistake people make is not realizing that happiness is an individual choice. but every choice is influenced by the people in our lives. So if you change your life influencers for the better, you can dramatically increase your chances for happiness and success. Let me repeat that. If you change your life influencers for the better, you can dramatically increase your chances for happiness and success. Which that means is if you seek out and have positive people around you looking at the positive side of life, that is going to bring you to a point where you're going to be looking at the positive side of life, and you are going to feel better about both your life, your happiness, and your success. So that is a key thing to think about and a key reinforcement for you. You've got to welcome and seek out those positive influencers for your life and bring them into your world, and that can be one of the most important choices that you make for your own happiness, both immediately, because you'll feel that change immediately, but then over the long term as you get yourself around more and more positive people. We're going to move now for another break, and when we return, we'll finish off the discussion about positive reinforcements.
Let's Go Bowling, heard on the Tan Talk Radio Network every Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 12 Eastern Time. Sponsored by 12 Strike and Innovative Ball Spinner. If you bowl, if you haven't bowled in a while, or if you never bowled, why not you be one of 65 million people have bowled last year? Listen to the Tip of the Week. Bowling stars, old and new. Let's Go Bowling Show, gobowlingshow.com.
Do you have questions about relationships, sex, or both? Or are you just interested in these topics? Then we've got just the show for you. Intimate Chats with the Lovebirds is a relationship and sex talk show with me, Dr. Chuck Bird, and my wife, Dr. Joanne Bird. We are both board-certified clinical sexologists, relationship experts known as the Lovebirds, due to our last name and the work that we do. Listen to Intimate Chats with the Lovebirds every Friday night at 6 p.m., right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network. Also, watch and listen to us online at intimatechatshow.com.
Imus in the morning.
We continue here on the Imus in the morning program, dealing with a developing situation this morning. The I-Man has gone to the bathroom, and he will be making his return, we think, here in just a moment. Let's go live to our bathroom cab.
No. What did you say when I was away?
You're in the bathroom. That's all.
What we're doing to provide people with all these details?
I think people are interested. You know, people that are longtime listeners might be worried. They hear my voice when we come back from break. You never know what might have happened.
Maybe I died, right?
Exactly, right.
Yeah.
So just try to reassure the audience.
What's so funny, Lou?
Imagine somebody opening that bathroom door and finding you just dead in there. Oh, my God.
All Elvis'd out.
You bastards. One of these days, I will die. Then what are you going to do?
That would be tragic.
Son of a...
Look for a job.
Look for a job? Is that what you said?
What else? File for unemployment.
Catch Imus in the morning, right here
weird,
on the stations of the Tan Talk
no
Network.
paper in here at all. What is... Too much espresso.
Tampa Bay's Tan Talk. Entertaining and informative radio for the Sunshine State.
Oh, welcome back. We're in our final segment here. We're talking to all the business leaders out there and those that want to be. And again, this is a great show. It's fun to do, and we're doing it for the sole purpose to build our community's economic engine, which is small business. You're a part of the Focal Point Radio Show on Tan Talk 1340. I'm Gil Pinney, your Focal Point business coach. Please send any questions you have via telephone, which is 727-441-3000, or send me a tweet at PinneyG. You can also go to my website, which is gilpinney.com. You may also send me an email at gilpinney@yahoo.com. So look forward to hearing from you. Work it into either future shows or love to hear from you today. But there's only a few minutes left. Prior to break, we were talking about positive reinforcements. and how critical it is to surround yourself with positive thinking people and what the outcome can be further on your business and your life. A positive influencer will have outstanding traits that rub off on you over time. So as you're with them more, you get part of their attitude and benefit. So if they give a lot of gratitude or seek joy daily, that will become part of your life as well. So when you're looking for people to associate with, keep that in mind. Who's a positive influencer? Who looks at the bright side? And conversely, the negative influencers have a negative impact on you. So if somebody's always saying, I think it's going to rain today. I think I saw a dark cloud out there. It's going to rain in a few minutes. The world's coming to an end next week. People that have that aspect on their life and what's going to happen to them and figuring that they're always going to be the victim, they're not the people you should associate with. They may be necessary for certain business aspects, but, make it your choice to associate with more of the positive than the negative. That will deal with you much better down the road and make you happier. Now comes the fun part, Chris. We're going to talk about happiness apps. I know you're into apps. Who would have thought that there'd be apps for your iPhone and for your Android phone that can help you generate happiness in your life? There are, let me count them here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 apps that you can load on your phone and help generate happiness.
There's probably more than that.
There probably are more than that. But these
like
are the ones
more indirectly.
I've seen and I can talk about because I have the write-ups about each of them right here. First, there's a meditation app.
Okay.
It's called Calm.
CALM.
CALM, yes. It's only $9.99 a month or $49.99 a year.
Come on.
I'm serious. For each meditation, you can choose a background scene and sounds, like relaxing nature sounds. You can listen to those, and as you meditate, and that's on your phone.
You're not kidding, are you?
I am not kidding.
So there's people out there who are paying $10 a month for an app on their phone?
Yes, to meditate.
To meditate.
You learn the basics of mindful meditation.
Okay, well, what I'm going to challenge is that anyone out there listening who has downloaded this app and is paying this $10 a month service for this app so that they can meditate or whatever, please call right now so I can yell at you.
Okay. Well, relax. This one's only $10. Only $10 a month.
Get a gym membership.
There's another one called Headspace. It does very much the same thing as Calm.
Oh, no.
It starts you off with a meditation practice for 10 minutes a day for 10 days. Then you sign up, and then you get lots of meditation advice and original meditations. So you get all this stuff. And this one, you get to pick your meditations based on whether or not you want to be performance-oriented, creatively oriented, focus on happiness, whatever it is. And this one is only $12.99 a month or $95 for a year.
Are you and I do you and I have differing views on this? Are you? I can't tell if you're in agreement.
I'm being sarcastic, just slightly. Yes, I have not.
For crying out loud, you can get a gym membership or you can get a yoga membership and go to the sauna and a steam room and have a personal yoga instructor for not much more than that. And you actually get physical interaction. Get off your phone. Have some sort of actual interaction with human beings. Sorry, that's my...
You're right there, buddy. That's why this is such an interactive show. I can throw out the stuff that's really available out there, and it's good to hear you come back with all the coaching that I've given you, that people are important, not devices. Then there's the next one's kind of neat. you might like this one. This one's about how to create a multimedia gratitude journal on a daily basis.
Listening.
So you snap a photo of something that's cool to you. Like here they have the example of ice crystals forming a pattern on your car windshield.
Okay.
Which sometimes can be really pretty neat.
It'd be weird in Florida, but
so it'd be really worth being happy about.
I'd probably take a picture of that in Florida.
But you'd then be able to jot down what you were thinking when you saw this, how it made you feel, and all that.
Okay.
And you end up with kind of a sensory scrapbook. Well, what this one is called is Day One. And this is much more within my price category.
Free?
It's no.
I mean, if it's not free,
well,
it's
not. It's
too
not
much.
Your category.
It's an app.
Well,
I mean, come on.
It's $5. It's $5.
All right.
Again, you can recall it and type in by your feeling what you want to look at.
I guess I'm just like, so I hear what you're saying there, and I think to myself, okay, what's the difference between that app that you just explained and me taking a picture on my phone and posting it to Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter and just hashtagging whatever feelings I'm having?
Yeah, you can, but this is easier to find for you personally. It's like a personal diary. You wouldn't put your personal diary on Instagram, I don't think. This is for your own inspiration.
Oh, so no one sees it?
No.
Okay, all right. Then that makes
just
a
for
little
you.
more sense.
And then there's another one similar to that it's called Gratitude and Happiness. And this is another, you track it when you feel good, when you don't feel good, when you're happy, all that good stuff. And you log how much of happiness and kindness and all that stuff you've done in a given day. And it's supposedly simple and effective, and that's also $5. So that's another alternative. I just thought it was cool that there were so many happiness apps that help you become happy, because I've talked about it so many times.
I mean, I download the Major League Baseball app, and that makes me happy.
Okay, now we got one that's definitely in your price range.
All right.
It's called Happy Habits.
Okay.
Okay. This app offers a digital gratitude journal and guided meditation studios, so you kind of get the expensive one thrown in there. Gives you informational reading and creates happiness to-do lists based on positive psychology and cognitive behavior theory. And this is put together by a lady named Monica Frank. She's a PhD and she's written 100 books. But you get these daily inspirational quotes, and sounds kind of neat. I have not downloaded it yet, but I probably will shortly. And that's an Android app, and it is free, right in your price category.
There you go. I just feel like all apps should be free.
Unless you're the guy that creates them.
Fair enough.
That's always a tough one. You got to make sure people want to pay for something. Then there's 4 others. One's called Happiness Wizard. It's an offshoot of other Success Wizard apps that they've come out with that deal with positive psychology. We've only got 30 seconds left. That's $8 for that one. Then we got Forgive for Good. And that's a pretty cool one because it's only $3, but you go through and you think of things to forgive and get them out of your life and get them out of your head. The final one is Live Positive. It's 99 cents, and it does pretty much the same as Forgive for Good. And that's the way it goes. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Clearwater, Tampa Bay. WDCF, Dade City, Tampa Bay. WZHR, Zephyr Hills, Tampa Bay. Listen.
Special report, Wall Street sell-off. The Dow closed down 588 points, the Nasdaq lost 180, and the S&P closed down 78. Here's correspondent Steve Kastenbaum.
There are always applause when the closing bell rings here at the New York Stock Exchange, but people were not at all happy about what happened on the trading floor today. Stockbrokers were heading for the hills moments after the last trades took place, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average closing down 588 points. For a while, it looked like stocks were going to make up much of the losses from earlier in the day when the Dow was down 1,000 points. But in the last hour of trading here, another sell-off took